The Pentagon just gave classified intelligence access to an AI system banned in multiple countries for generating sexual deepfakes of children. And almost no one noticed. This is not a rumor. This is not speculation. This is an official decision, and it may become one of the most dangerous technology integrations in modern military history. On a Monday morning that passed almost unnoticed by the public, the Pentagon made an announcement with enormous implications. Standing at a SpaceX facility in South Texas, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth confirmed that an artificial intelligence system called Grok will soon be integrated across every unclassified and classified network inside the Department of Defense. Let that sink in. Not just administrative systems, not just logistics, but classified military networks. According to the announcement, nearly 3 million military and civilian personnel will eventually have access to this AI system. That includes analysts, planners, intelligence, officers, and decision-makers operating at the highest levels of national security. Hegseth described the move as necessary modernization. He emphasized speed, efficiency, and access to what he called combat-proven operational data, collected over 2 decades of military operations. But here's what wasn't emphasized. This AI system was already under international scrutiny, and in some countries, outright banned. Just days before the Pentagon's announcement, Grok was making headlines for a very different reason. Regulators in multiple countries found that the system had been used to generate non-consensual sexual deepfakes, images created without permission, images involving real people, and in some documented cases, images involving minors. Indonesia became one of the first countries to restrict access after officials concluded that Grok lacked effective safeguards to prevent the creation of pornographic content using real photographs. Malaysia followed shortly after, stating that the AI system relied almost entirely on user reporting instead of built-in protections, a strategy regulators called completely inadequate, especially when women and children are involved. In the United Kingdom, the response went even further. The national media regulator opened a formal investigation into whether the platform behind Grok violated the country's Online Safety Act. That investigation carries potential penalties reaching tens of millions of pounds, and, in extreme cases, the power to block the platform entirely. Officials were blunt. This wasn't edgy AI behavior. This wasn't free speech controversy. They called it illegal. They called it dangerous. They called it a failure of basic safeguards. And yet, while civilian governments were restricting access, the U.S. military was preparing to integrate the same system into classified environments. Here is the contradiction that should alarm every citizen. In civilian society, regulators concluded this AI could not be trusted to safely handle images of ordinary people. But inside the Pentagon, the same system is being positioned to process intelligence data, including battlefield reports, operational assessments, and strategic analysis. An AI system deemed unsafe for civilian platforms is now considered acceptable for military intelligence. That alone should raise serious questions. Artificial intelligence doesn't become more ethical simply because it's placed behind classified firewalls. It doesn't suddenly develop judgment. It doesn't gain moral awareness. AI systems reflect how they are built, how they are trained, and what safeguards they include, or fail to include. When an AI has already demonstrated an inability to prevent serious harm, giving it access to sensitive national security information isn't innovation. It's risk escalation, and this isn't just about the military. Decisions made with AI assistance shape policy, budgets, diplomacy, and conflict. Errors don't stay inside servers. They ripple outward into real-world consequences. When systems are deployed first and scrutinized later, the cost of failure doesn't fall on executives or contractors. It falls on soldiers, civilians, and entire populations. So here's the question that matters. If this AI system is considered too dangerous for civilian use in multiple countries, why is it considered acceptable for classified military intelligence? What safeguards exist that the public hasn't been told about? And who will be held accountable if something goes wrong? Because history shows us a clear pattern. Technology decisions made quietly tend to reveal their consequences loudly, but only after it's too late. If you think this decision deserves more scrutiny, leave your thoughts in the comments. And if you want to understand how power, technology, and hidden decisions shape the world you live in, consider subscribing. Because some stories don't break on the news. They surface later, after the damage is done.